welcome to my channel. You already know the drill. Well, I mean, actually you don't, but I'm going to show you it today. Today we are in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and we are going to be flying the Darkstar, which is the supposedly concept of the SR-72, made by Skunkworks, apparently. So, this thing can go 10 times the speed of sound with an air-breathing engine, and you're going to be flying at heights that no pilot ever achieved in an air-breathing engine. Well, I mean, except going to space, but those rockets use oxidizers. So right now, what you want to do is I'm going to set full fuel, so that because from New York to LA, it's about 2,000 nautical miles, which is the farthest this aircraft can go. So, sorry if you hear my controller in the clickety-clack. I need to get a better microphone. So, right now, what you want to do, you want to start it up, and what you want to do, you want to go to the fuel page, turn on the left pump for the APU, and then, while the APU is running, you want to turn on the nav and beacon lights so people know you're starting up, and they don't want to get anywhere near the exhaust, because if they do, they melt. Alright, APU is ready. Turn on the right engine, then turn on the right engine generator. Once you see the right engine kicking up, what you want to do, start left engine, same procedure. To the on position, generator on position, and then what you want to do, you want to go back to the navigation page, turn to ATC, ask for taxi clearance. For instance, we are
Kennedy
going
Ground
west.
Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra with Sierra request taxi for takeoff west departure.
Request taxi for takeoff, west departure. That'll give you your taxi instructions. We're ready to go. And today I'm going to be using a
Foxtrot Alpha Yankee Cross runway 31 right Yankee Echo. Contact tower on 123.9 when ready.
Today I'm using the T-Flight
Taxi
Task
2
1.
and hold short runway 22 right via taxiway Foxtrot cross runway 22 right Foxtrot Alpha Yankee cross runway 21 right Yankee
I'm
Echo
using T-Flight
Experimental
Task
Delta
1
Kilo
for
Sierra.
this flight today. So it should give me a quite smooth landing and takeoff. I did this flight way before, a lot before, but you haven't seen it because last time I went live was about 2 years ago. And yeah, so what you want to do for taxi, you want to take off the parking brake, which you do right here. I don't know. Well, on the T-Flight Task 1, you press A to take off the parking brake, and it should give you the taxi ribbon. See if I can look outside. There we go. So we're going to go to the left, it looks like. This aircraft was not made to be maneuverable on the ground, so it's going to take a long time for us to maneuver to that left taxiway, or yeah, to right here. And in real life, you would hit that pole. Yeah, just hit it with the tip. No pun intended. So yeah, here we go. I will turn on the microphone once I am at the runway, ready for takeoff. Alright, see you then.
Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra at runway 22 right, ready for departure to the west.
Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta
Alright,
Kilo
since
Sierra
we're...
altimeter 30.22 wind 273 at 16.
Alright, 16 knot wind. The wind is going at 273 degrees, which is in our kind of in our favor because we need a lot of speed to take off in this thing. We are going to be going on west departure, so the wind is going to be 16. It's going to be going at 16 knots in our favor. So that's it. That is what we're going to do. We're going to ride the wind. Well, sort of. We have a lot of thrust, so we don't really need wind. And while I was taxiing, if you notice the ground speed in the top left corner of my main flight display, which is the big screen, I was going way above 15 knots. In a regular commercial airliner like a 737 or A320, the powerhouses of Boeing and Airbus, you're supposed to be going at a ground speed of around 15 to 20 knots. And I was going like 30, maybe 40, I forgot to check. So as you can see, it is 2,145.33 nautical miles away. So that is where we're going to be going. So turn off the comms. We're not going to need it at 275,000 feet. And to take off, you want full throttle with afterburner, and you're going to need it since you're going. You're supposed to be going Mach 3 in this thing. So at 120 knots, you want to start to pull up. And once you're off the ground, you want to immediately retract the landing gear. And then once you're at 300 knots in the air at about 200 feet above ground speed, what you want to do, you can start your maneuver towards your destination. Now I have it set so when I put full throttle on the T-Flight Helltask 1, it's only the engine RPMs that build up and not the afterburner. I binded the X button for the afterburner. And yeah, to get to Mach 3, you need to have afterburner engaged, and you want to pitch up to 30 degrees. 30 degrees gives you the chance to get to 30,000 feet. Once you're at 20,000 feet, what you want to do, you want to roll inverted, and you want to have a 1.2 G pull down until you reach negative 20 degree pitch, and then yeah, that's how you. And then once you get to negative 20 degrees, you want to roll upright and then once you're upright, what you want to do is you want to go to 10 degrees pitch. And you'll be at Mach 1.7 at that point. So 20 degrees, start rolling inverted. But you want to have a controlled roll. You don't want to roll really fast because your aircraft becomes unstable. And Mach 0.88, you are now going Mach 9, 0.9, sorry. You're now going faster than 747. So the top speed of a 747 is Mach 0.85, I believe. 0.85, 0.88, around
New
there.
York Center, Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra New York Center.
20 degrees, start
Cleared
pulling
to the
up.
Bravo airspace.
Notice how we're at Mach 1.3 already.
Experimental Delta Kilo Sierra, you're leaving my airspace. Resume
Mach
on navigation.
1.4. Then the 2G pull up, we're going to go to 10 degrees, just here, right there. And then we are way off course, so Mach
127.6 Experimental Delta
with the
Kilo
rudder,
Sierra.
1.5.
New York approach Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra
Mach
13,200 feet.
1.6. We're building up speed.
Experimental Alpha
Alright,
Sierra
1,000
Delta
knots.
Kilo Sierra New York. Approach altimeter 30.20. Continue as
Put on
planned.
the map here.
Experimental Delta Kilo Sierra. Contact New York Center on 133.15. Good day.
Going to
In an airplane, you would normally feel up to 1.3 Gs or 0.7 Gs in a regular commercial airline. That's without like without like strong winds and everything like that. Okay, the APU started automatically, which is now building up the temperatures of the scramjet, which is what we're going to use to get to Mach 10. Now, once your speed reaches Mach 3.0, what you want to do, you want to turn on the fuel cell battery, enable scramjet with that switch, make sure that switch is guarded, and then what the aircraft will do, it will close these doors. Boom, there you go. Not closed yet.
124.625 for experimental
just
Delta Kilo
expel from the
Sierra.
aircraft.
New York Center, experimental
Scramjets are
Alpha Sierra
enabled. You're
Delta
now
Kilo
going
Sierra
Mach
flight level 445.
4.5 already. Alright.
Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra New York Center. Continue as planned.
Okay. So now that that's set, the only thing I need to do is get on course here. Make 1.3 Gs because of the
Experimental
speed.
Delta Kilo Sierra. Contact New York Center
Alright,
on 132.5. Good day.
Ugh, that was not smooth. In real life, I would have hit major turbulence with that move. Your aircraft is not supposed to shake. You're supposed to keep a smooth maneuver, a smooth turn without
Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra New
like
York Center.
absolutely
Continue as planned.
ripping the yoke. Because if you do, your aircraft would not do a proper maneuver, as I would say. So what you want to do, you want to pitch up to 10 degrees.
Experimental
You want a
Delta Kilo
1.5
Sierra. Contact
G
New
pull
York
up.
Center on
And if you want to go Mach
134.8.
1.6 because you think you're badass, you can. Okay, ground speed dropped.
134.8 experimental Delta Kilo
And
Sierra.
apparently that affected us.
New York Center, experimental
Mach 9
Alpha
already,
Sierra
but it starts
Delta
slowing
Kilo
down.
Sierra flight level
You're getting
2445.
max Q. But once you hit
Experimental
inner
Alpha
air, you're going
Sierra
to be
Delta
going
Kilo Sierra New York Center. Continue as
the
planned.
ceiling height of the simulator, which is 275,000 feet, which is basically the edge of space. So if you look right now, you can see the horizon. You can see the clouds. You can see blue light, then the stars up above. We are already at 150,000 feet, which is the supposed ceiling height of the Darkstar in the simulator, but I always bring it to 275,000.
126.725
Why?
experimental Delta
Because I
Kilo
like
Sierra.
space. Thanks.
Cleveland
Alright,
Center,
so
experimental Alpha Sierra Delta
here,
Kilo
Mach
Sierra
7.
flight level
See, around 175,000 feet, that max Q will drop and then you will speed up. Okay, 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, okay, we're building up. And we're at 200,000 feet in the air. Okay. And today we're going to LAX, which has a long runway. And your landing speed, since this aircraft has no flaps, you're going to be going really, really fast at 225 knots, which is basically the cruising speed of some commercial airliners you would buy a ticket to go on. So 250,000, okay, what you want to do, you want to roll inverted, and you just want to take a 2G, you want to take a 2G pull down. Try and keep the aircraft straight, as straight as you can. 2G, 2.1, 272, 273, 273, 7, and 36. Okay, we'll drop it. Okay, let's go up right again. Go. Get on course again. 273, going 274,000. Oh, they hit it. 274. We'll need 800, 700, 500, 400, 300, 200, 100, and we are at the edge of space. Welcome. Okay. Now, an aircraft was made by, I think it was Lockheed Martin. It was called the X-15. Now, the X-15, it was launched from a B-52 like a bomb, but except there was a person in it strapped to the front of it. It went Mach 6 at 360,000 feet, which is past the Kármán line where the atmosphere, well, where air ends, I believe. It went to 360,000 feet. So it went, let's see, so that's 25. It went 85,000 more feet than this right here. 85,000 more feet in a little rocket-propelled aircraft. Smaller than this. Made in the 60s. No, 50s, I think. I think that was the 50s. It was the 50s. Now, 50s and 60s technology has been way improved over the years. Like Saturn V rocket, which brought men to the moon. And it was one of America's greatest achievements in aerospace engineering. It was amazing, and it's still, I believe, or very, very close to the most powerful rocket ever made. Still, to this day. I visited Kennedy Space Center in Florida in December, and I saw the building where the Saturn V was, displayed. The thing is massive, very, very big, huge. It was huge, massive, whatever. It was huge. You should go and see it one day. Kennedy Space Center. I don't know how much the tickets are though. You have to check yourself. So, yeah. So we have about 1,600 more nautical miles to go. We can make it there in about 20 minutes now. And if you look at the map in the top left corner of your screen, you would see that we are, I think, passing Michigan. I think that's Michigan already. Let me see. Dude, that's freaking Michigan. That's crazy. That's freaking crazy. And Chicago's like right there too. Yeah, thing's fast. We are going Mach 9.92 and over. And if you went over water, if you went this route over water, you would go Mach 10, because if you go over land, there's more disturbance in the air. There's more mountains, there's more curves, there's more roads, there's more bridges, there's more everything that brings updraft into the air, which reaches even space. Well, sort of. So, but also affects the speed of your aircraft. I mean, not significantly, because we're only 0.08 Mach away from Mach 10 times the speed of sound. So it only affects your aircraft very, very small increments, but it does affect it though. So if you were going over water, we would be at Mach 10.0 in an air-breathing aircraft. Look at this thing. Freaking awesome. Oh, there's the sun. Let me see that. Ooh, the moon is in the background. That's awesome. We brought men there, and their footsteps and the American flag is still up there. Hopefully, let's level out. 05, 04, 3.03. Okay, we'll level. Bring it back to 1G, and let's get a little more course here. Okay, now we're at 1,300 nautical miles away. I tell you, very, very fast. Very, very fast. We can go about 2 nautical miles in 1 second. That's how fast this is. So, if you go, like, I'm gonna guess you guys fly Cessnas or stuff like that. And if you do, perfect. I recommendation for you: join Civil Air Patrol if it's not too late. Because just join it. It's cool. I'm in it. Awesome. Love it. Awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna get off mic for a second. I'm gonna get myself a bottle of water, make myself a sandwich, and hopefully I won't be too off route here. So see you guys in a few minutes. Back for a short amount of time. Bread is in the toaster. Got my water bottle. Had a sip. Now I'm gonna make course corrections. So it looks like we've drifted off a tad bit, a little too much. So yeah. So make course corrections. That was a hard pull. Yeah, if you're going Mach 9.9, you do not want to rip the stick, because if you do, the aircraft will rip apart. In real life, it will not survive that. It would not survive that. Okay, let's make course corrections here. I'm only about 20 nautical miles, it looks like, off route. So let's fix that, yeah. Okay, now we're gonna pull 2 Gs. 2.2, drop down to 2.0. So we'll do that. Okay. Alright, there's my flight route on my MFD in the bottom right corner. If you notice that pink line coming towards my direction, that is my route. And now we are 900 nautical miles away. I am going to get my sandwich now, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. look outside your window, you would see basically the Grand Canyon. So that must mean we're over some desert. We're over states that have deserts, basically, and mountains and the Grand Canyon. So that must mean we're around Colorado or somewhere around there. Let's make course corrections straight now. Make sure we are lined up with the flight route. That's what course corrections are all about, correcting your course. Because if you don't want to be off course when you're landing, because that'll be one hell of a landing. If you stick that thing on center line, if you're off course, then you're just made to be a commercial pilot. If you're not already one. Like we are 700 nautical miles away. See how fast that was? So if we're going 200 nautical miles a second, that must mean that we are going 120 nautical miles in a minute. I don't know, right? No. I don't know, I'll do the math later. But I think I'm on something there. 2 times 6, yeah, 120 nautical miles in a minute. I think I'm wrong. I don't know. I'll check the math later. But right now, what's most important is the sandwich and this flight. And, well, you guys watch it, because I've been live for 29 minutes. So, we've maintained Mach 9.9 throughout the main, 9.902 then, throughout the main route of the flight. The duration of the flight, that's what. Duration of the flight. Now, when approaching LAX, I need to be at least 500 feet. That's like bare minimum, because the runway is apparently suspended 111 feet in air, which I don't believe, but because it's right there on the water. It's not. Yeah, I don't believe that. It's literally right there on the water. So it should be at least 20, at most 20 feet off the water. Whatever, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Turn the map off so I can get a full view. Alright, so scram tank number 1 is about to be gone, and it already has switched to scram tank number 2. Oh, that's weird. Never did that before, but hopefully I will not lose fuel. Because if I lose fuel, that'll be a no-no. My engine will go down. Everything will go down. Okay, here goes our landing approach. What we want to do is we want to throttle down at around 300 nautical miles, which is coming in fast. So we have about 45 seconds until that happens. 40 seconds now. 35 seconds now. 30 seconds. Yeah, about to be 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds. 25 seconds. 20 seconds. 15. Here goes countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Throttle down. This aircraft is...
Los Angeles Center on 13 for decimal 65.
Alright.
Good day.
So now what you want to do is you want to roll inverted.
134.65 for experimental Delta Kilo Sierra.
Alright,
Los Angeles Center experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo
this
Sierra
also
flight
depends on
level
how close you are to your destination. Now see, I am 275 nautical miles away, so I'm only going to pitch down to negative 10 degrees. But if you're a freaking daredevil and you want to pitch down while you are 180 nautical miles away, you're gonna need to pitch down to either 20 or 30 if it's really that close. Alright, we're at Mach 4.6. Mach 4.6. Now let's try and get on route here. Alright, it's still 240,000 feet in the air. I should be over Nevada by now. Yeah, I'm definitely over Nevada. Definitely. Switch to external view so I can see everything. I think, yeah, those are definitely the Rocky Mountains. But I wonder which part. Alright, scramjets are still going, but they are at idle. Now let's see our Mach. We're at Mach 4.0. Alright, 3.999er. Alright, so we're throttling down. And what you want to do now, let me turn on my controller here, is once you get to 150,000, you want to turn on that APU. So it's well, I think the APU is already on. Switch on automatically. Okay, APU mastered is on. Alright, the engine is still going. Okay. Now I'll turn the APU off. And then once you're at 150,000, you want to turn off that fuel cell and then disable scramjet. 70, 160, 67, 66, 65, 64, 63.
Experimental Delta Kilo Sierra, contact Los Angeles Center on 128.15.
Turn off that fuel cell. Disable scramjet. No, disable scramjet.
128.15 experimental Delta Kilo Sierra.
Because APU is
Los
jet
Angeles
fuel,
Center
which is what
experimental
regular
Alpha Sierra
engines are
Delta
using.
Kilo Sierra flight level
I think it's
2445.
either that or JP7.
Experimental Alpha
Which is the
Sierra
same fuel that the
Delta Kilo
SR-71
Sierra,
used.
Los Angeles Center. Continue as planned.
So now we're at Mach 3.06. I used the correct terminology there. Now, where LAX sits, it sits on the right side of a mushroom-looking cut in the ground. Okay, now my estimated airspeed is going up. I just want to throttle up here. Effect. Now, is the APU still on? I do not know.
1 tree, 2 decimal 5 for experimental Delta Kilo Sierra.
Because I do not want the APU to
Los
waste my
Angeles
fuel.
Center, experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra flight
Kilo
level
Sierra.
760.
Alright.
Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra Los Angeles Center. Continue as planned.
I think I heard the APU talking about this. The APU has it off. Alright, Mach 2.4. I think now we're in California. Should be. Have to be. Alright, 44,000 feet. And we're still over mountains. I just want to pitch up because LAX isn't really that far away. So we don't need to drop as fast. Let's just go full RPM throttle. Just throttle up here. Let's go Mach 1 again. Alright, 100 nautical miles away. And if you look at the external map, which is on the left side of your screen, you should see the USA's west coast showing up, and we came from the east coast. So that's crazy, very crazy. And this is only a concept aircraft. The real aircraft is set to fly.
Sierra, contact Los Angeles Center on 126.35. Good day.
Okay, so this is a concept aircraft. Now the real aircraft is set to go
Delta Kilo Sierra.
Mach 6.
Los Angeles Center, experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra flight
It's
level 280.
supposedly going to be made by Lockheed Martin, and it's supposedly set to fly around 2025, which is only 2 years away. So they can either use this design or a design very, very similar to it. Now this design is the concept from popularized by the movie Top Gun Maverick, made by Paramount Pictures. But this may become our future in the coming years. Now Edwards is somewhere around here. Edwards is somewhere around here. Maybe in the desert to my right. Of course it's in the desert. They always test stuff in the desert. Black jets in the desert. Crazy stuff in the desert. Like the F-22, SR-71, and the U-2, which I think was the first aircraft that came out of Area 51, which also started quote-unquote UFO sightings back in the 50s, early 50s. I don't want too much updraft on my aircraft, so I'm going to go around the mountains, or the lower parts of the mountains.
Experimental Delta Kilo Sierra contact. Joshua approach.
have to
Joshua
turbulence,
approach experimental
because
Alpha
that would
Sierra
also
Delta
affect my
Kilo
landing.
Sierra 16,000 feet.
I'm still at full throttle.
Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta
Feels
Kilo
good.
Sierra. Joshua approach altimeter 29.904. Continue as planned. Experimental Delta Kilo Sierra. Contact SoCal approach on 127.0.
Alright, SoCal approach, here we go.
Going to 127.0
Now,
experimental
this
Delta Kilo
is
Sierra.
this is a
SoCal
difficult
approach
part of
experimental
the
Alpha
flight for me,
Sierra Delta Kilo
because I
Sierra
I never land on center line.
Experimental
I never
Alpha
land
Sierra
on center
Delta
line
Kilo
for some
Sierra.
reason. But I
SoCal
aim for
approach
the center
altimeter
line. I put my glide
29.906.
on the center line,
Continue
but it
as
never
planned.
touches the center line. So I'm gonna try my best to stick this landing. My very best to stick this landing. But to stick this landing on the center line, because I always land on the runway. Hey, what's up? Mommy, isn't that the Darkstar? Probably could say that. Little road in the mountains. I would love to live in a valley, to be honest with you. Love to live in a valley. But it's so hot in California, can't it? God bless our soldiers in Afghanistan dealing with like mind-boggling, scorching kind of heat. In Dubai, it's like 100 degrees every day. Check the weather in Dubai. Okay, so see how the aircraft is up and down. That was the updraft. Now if I did it over here, then it would be way worse. There's more mountains, which means more little hills, and you can't control it. So that's why I went over here. Now I'm just straighten up over here, go around the mountains. I don't need my map anymore. That's just beautiful. Beautiful. Look at it. Beautiful.
Experimental Delta Kilo Sierra. Contact SoCal approach on 125.5. Good day.
Or stay around 30% throttle.
125.5 experimental Delta Kilo Sierra. SoCal approach experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra 9,300 feet.
Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra SoCal approach altimeter 30.02. Continue as planned.
LAX is just behind those clouds. Just behind them. Alright, 43,000. No, not 43,000. 43 nautical miles away from target. Now I need to get back on flight route, make course corrections. Amazing how they came out with one of the most beautiful and realistic flight simulators that you can play. It's crazy. God bless Microsoft. Well, thank you, Microsoft. Microsoft team. They made the first Microsoft Flight Simulator came out in like mid 80s. I want to say 85, 84, 86, somewhere around there. It made headlines. But when the very tragic events of 9/11 happened, the terrorists who supposedly used Microsoft Flight Simulator for training, when Microsoft was going to make the next Microsoft Flight Simulator, they were undergoing a lot of criticism. But as the years went by, they made lots of other flight simulators because I don't know. I have to look up the history. You can also look up the history on their website, I think, if you want to find out. But we will always remember the people who passed on 9/11 and those 4 flights. Even when you think the world is happy, something will get you. That's what happened. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on this landing here. We're 28 nautical miles out, and we're looking to stick this landing. Okay, so we're at 5,000 feet. Let's pitch up. Or at least slow our descent. Alright, let's bring out the map one more time.
SoCal approach experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra SoCal approach. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Cleared through Bravo airspace experimental Delta Kilo Sierra.
It's freaking beautiful, dude. Because I have the weather set to live weather. This is California right this second. Clear skies, clear everything. And of course a lot of heat. But with that recent cold front, I think that changed. That cold front really did some damage. It was like 12 degrees in Texas. That's crazy. And of course when we reached Texas. Alright, so there is California.
Experimental Delta Kilo Sierra contact SoCal approach on 125.2. Good day.
125.2 experimental Delta Kilo Sierra. SoCal approach experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra 3,800 feet.
Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra SoCal approach altimeter 30.003. Continue as planned.
But it does have higher pressure. I think that's LA right there. I think. Yeah. Okay, let's do this thing. Alright. Don't need comms, don't need that. Okay, LAX, let's start making that turn there. Ooh, sharp turn, sharp turn, sharp turn. Okay, that was a little out of sorts with my normal approach. Let's try and stick this landing. I have no front view, so I just have to rely on the main flight display, my MFD. There it goes. out. On a throttle up because landing gear brings drag, which will slow down your aircraft, which you do not want. Alright, you want a landing speed of around 220 nautical miles per hour. And you want to put this thing on center line. Come on, we can do this. Alright, aimed at the runway now. 250 knots, true airspeed. Okay. Alright, looking good. Come on, we can do this. Okay. Throttle down. Ugh. This is messy. This is messy. This is not my normal approach. But we're looking good now.
Los Angeles Tower, experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra.
It's going to tell me to go around.
Feet with Gulf to land.
It's going to tell me to go around.
Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra Los Angeles Tower. Altimeter tree 0.02 wind calm fly left traffic runway 25 right.
Fly left traffic.
Enter left downwind runway 25 right, experimental
great.
Delta Kilo Sierra.
No. Where's my downwind? Fly left downwind. Alright, there it is. Always does that. Last second. That would be a beautiful. But I guess to kind of make up for it, they did a left downwind on me. That's the problem with AI controlled communication. It'll always mess you up when you're on final approach. Okay, so this took a little longer than normal, but we are in LA, so that matters. The LAX is right there. Let's make this turn. RPM's at 60. RPM's at 90, apparently. Okay. Alright, let's try and make this landing a textbook landing.
Kilo Sierra, wind 088 at 7. Clear to land runway 25 right.
Okay.
Clear to land runway 25 right, experimental Delta Kilo Sierra.
Kilo Sierra. I did this flight before, but without comms, so it doesn't make it go around. I mean, you can still land, but you just didn't gain landing clearance from ATC, which in real life you would be in major trouble for. And it would be a major safety hazard. Alright, a little slow here, a little slow, a little slow, a little slow. Alright, we got landing clearance. For the landing. Alright, I'm streaming for like about an hour now. Okay. Let's do this thing. For this aircraft, I like to bring my landing gear, like to deploy my landing gear when I'm on that final approach. I do want a final approach speed of 225 knots. Okay. On final approach now, and runway should come into view. Let's deploy that landing gear, which will bring. Oh, little high, little high, little high. Okay, I see, I see. Alright, landing gear's out. Good to go. Alright, a little slow, bring the RPMs up. At 225. Good. Good, a little low. Remember, we have to go fast because this thing has no flaps. What flaps do is make aircraft going slow, make it more stable. Keep it in the air for longer. Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on. Here to land runway 25 right at LAX in California. Make this a textbook landing. Textbook. Center line, come on. There you go, there you go. Boom. Minimums. Oh, I've been at minimums. Boom. Okay, let's bring the nose landing gear now. Deploy spoilers and use the brakes. Dude, that was the first time I landed on center line that perfectly at LAX. That's crazy. That was awesome.
Experimental Delta Kilo Sierra exit runway when able.
Let's just follow this. This brings us.
Experimental Delta Kilo Sierra contact ground on 121.4.
Contact ground on 121.4.
Going to 121 decimal for experimental Delta Kilo Sierra.
Let's just make sure this is the right frequency. 121.4. Alright, so I want taxi to park.
Los Angeles ground experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra request taxi to parking.
Experimental Alpha Sierra Delta Kilo Sierra taxi to
Juliet
General
Bravo
Aviation
Sierra
parking
Charlie
using
Tango
taxiway
Tango
Juliet
2
Bravo,
Sierra Delta
Charlie
Delta
Tango
9.
Tango 2 Sierra Delta Delta Niner.
Niner. Okay, sorry.
Taxiing to General Aviation parking via taxiway Juliet Bravo
General
Sierra
Aviation,
Charlie
yeah,
Tango
this is-
Tango 2 Sierra
This
Delta
is
Delta
really
Niner
this
experimental
is peak
Delta Kilo
general
Sierra.
aviation here, buddy. Peak general aviation. The best general aviation aircraft you can get. General aviation. But yeah, it's for parking. It's for parking. I know. It's for parking. General aviation parking. taxiway. There's no taxiway here. Alright. Alright, there's the taxiway. There you go. Let's go to our very VIP general aviation parking. SR 72. Oh, those are nice. Now I think my next live stream will be from Puerto Rico to New York, which I've done many times, or from New York to Puerto Rico, because I know that. Or I can do either or. But yeah. Alright, drop it down now. Break. Ground speed 23, you want it at 1.5. There you go, 1.6, 1.5, 1.4, 1.3, 1.2. Alright, here we go. Into our general aviation parking, which is a gate. Oh wait, no, it's not. 5%. Alright, there's our parking spot. Go. Oh, come on, really? You really have to pull in front of me, dude. Okay. There you go. And you just go right in my fuselage. Great. Okay. Okay, we park. We parked. Now I just set the parking brake on. Now what you want to do to power down this aircraft, first you want to turn off your lights, which is your strobe beacon lights. Well, top and bottom beacon lights. And then what you want to do, you want to turn off the engines first. Turn off the engines, and then turn off the generators. Now apparently this fuel pump likes to be on. The front fuel pump likes to be on. So turn that off. Now all that's running is the battery, so what you want to do, you want to turn that off, and then you're good to go. Alright, JFK to LAX took 52 minutes 11 seconds, and yeah, it's dated 128:23. And yeah, it's been a nice flight. Okay, so next live stream I'll do Puerto Rico to New York, since I do that a lot when I'm not streaming. And I know that route very well. I know how to follow it. Even freehand I can follow it. So yeah, see you guys next live stream. And here we go. Can I turn off my live stream over here? Okay, so I'm gonna leave. Next live stream, Puerto Rico to New York. See you next time.